You guys from SmartWave are really early birds, I have to say. So I'm not used to speak so early. So in Germany, normally the events are starting at 10 and you have your keynote at, I would say at 11. So it's really early for me. And I hope I can bring over this story around Redis and AI to you. So yeah, let's start and dig into it. And together with me, there's a whole team of Redis. So there are a few colleagues of mine already in the auditorium here. So it's Manny and it's Thomas. And outside there's my colleague, Juliette. So if you are interested to dig deeper into the topic, we are here to speak to you, to discuss your, I would say, challenges around AI. And we heard a lot already today about what's working and what's not. And first of all, I want to ask, who of you has started an agentic AI project last year? So is there anybody? And nobody. Nobody has started an AI-related project. Oh, okay. This year? Okay, money. That's a private project, I would say, right? So, but you probably feel that. You feel that pressure, right? So there's a lot of discussion around that. There's a lot of requirements coming from the board, for example. So there are a lot of people probably forcing you to initiate kind of an AI project and to do something around AI. And what we see is, once you started it, yeah, there's a lot ongoing and there's a lot of back and forth and you're playing around with it. And then it comes to the point you have to bring that into production. And you probably miss something. Everything is running, the model is good, but then the answers in the production environment are not sufficient. So the users are not happy with it, your customers are not happy with it, and you have tried it, you scaled it, but at the end, you think, I need something more. And we already heard that today. So I heard that from the colleagues of Mendix. So there's a puzzle piece which is mostly missing, and that's context. That's data. So an agent, an LLM can't live without data, can't bring and produce the right answers without data. So, and that's the context. You have to deliver the right context to have a successful AI project in production. So, what does it mean? If the agent sits in the middle, first of all, you have to connect the agent with all of your data sources. And there was an era, I think it was starting back in 2013 or so, which was called big data. And we are still sitting in that era. So there was a phrase like, data is the new oil, and it's still existent. So you have to make sure that company data, your own data, especially if it comes to AI projects, are connected with your data sources. The agents need to consume your data. And that's the first hurdle, because agents are not used to read data out of these fancy databases called SQL or NoSQL, or there's kind of probably also an API connection necessary, different data formats, different channels, and you think that an agent can just consume it? No, that's not the case. And therefore, I think that's really a hurdle to connect your agent with the relevant data sources. And then it comes to the different data formats. It is not just hashes anymore. So we have a lot of time series, for example. We need to connect your data warehouse. There are a lot of unstructured data, right? So, and the newly ones, for example, are the vector data, right? Different data formats you have to deal, not you have to deal with, your agent has to have to deal with. And then many of the agents, if you don't care about that, are stateless. They just forget. You delivered the data to the agent and you had produced a very relevant outcome, and the agent just forget about it. So you have to make sure that there is kind of a memory for your agent as well. So different dimensions, you need to look at it. If you don't do that, your prospects, your customers will not be happy. They probably use your chatbot and they don't get relevant answers. The customer is asking, hey, where's my bill? So what about, there's a failure within my bill. What can I do? And the chatbot can't connect to the relevant bill of the customer. The agent just don't know about that bill and produces probably an answer which is not relevant for your prospect and customers. And that makes him angry. And there are a lot of examples you can use. If the agent can't consume relevant data, then your AI project will break. So, but now, what can we do together? You probably heard about Redis. So you heard about cache in memory DB. And yes, that's still in our heart. That's our core. We make sure that you have fast data access, not only in the AI environment and in the AI world. So we already do that since, I would say, ages, but more than 10 years. So and now, we just launched our Project Iris. We make sure that your agents can really fast consume and access the relevant data. And there are many puzzle pieces to make sure that this will work out. First of all, there is Redis Data Integration. It's RDI. So we make sure that all of your data sources, all of your databases are connected to your AI project, to your agentic AI model. What means we are dealing with all the different data sources and are making sure that all the fresh data is loaded into the cache. But that's not all, because that's still a lot of data with different from different sources with different structures. So we have Redis Search, which makes sure that we understand what kind of data, what fraction, what puzzle piece of the data your agent currently really need. And then we have Redis Context Retriever, which makes sure in a small, very fast extract, transform, and load scenario, we convert the right amount of data at the right time into a structure, into a format your agent can really read fast. So not the agent have to care about, how can I connect with this data source? How can I transform the source? How can I transform the different structures of the data? We make sure, independently from your AI project. So it's not built once for one project. It's built once to connect all of your different AI initiatives to your own data sources. And then the two last puzzle pieces here are the long-term and the short-term memory, just to make sure your AI agent don't forget what he has done in the past, because he's producing relevant output for you and your company and your customers. And once forgotten, you can't reuse it, you can't recycle it. So that's the worst case. And long-term means, why not having it secured in a way that the agent in the future can deal with it again without connecting to an LLM again and again and again? And we heard that already today also. You are burning a lot of tokens just for the example, if it comes to just a simple example. A call center agent heard every day, every morning, the good morning. So the chatbot has to deal with good morning. And has to connect with an LLM to understand, hey, what means good morning? Okay, it's just the introduction. It's just to reply good morning. If you do that again and again and again, you burn a lot of money without producing relevant context. We make sure that together with you, we understand, hey, that's a question which was already answered. So why should I connect with an LLM again? I just pull it out of the memory and deliver it to the customer. Make sense? And we are built on these different blocks, on the different puzzle pieces already. The ones which are mostly used in such environments. So if a customer, if a prospect of us is choosing a kind of database to connect the agent with data sources, Redis is the one which will be chosen mostly. So I would ask you, yes, you can build that all by your own, but is it really the right approach? It's always the discussion, build versus buy. So what you can do is build it on top on Redis, because you probably use already Redis, and it is powered by the Redis you already know. And just to give you a few examples which reflects how powerful it is, if you go today to ChatGPT, for example, the long-term memory and the short-term memory is already powered by Redis. If you look into your different chats, it's provided by Redis. It's built and delivered on top of Redis. And there are a few others. So if it comes to e-commerce, if it comes to banking, if it comes to different verticals, you can build it on top of Redis. I don't want to dig too deep into the details of the different puzzle pieces, but a few things to add here. So what you see here is what context retriever under the hood is doing. So we make sure that the agent gets the right amount and the right structure of data based on a very powerful search as well. So not you and not the agent has to look up the right amount of data. We are doing it for you. We are extracting it in the right format that the agent just can read. We have that long-term and we have that short-term memory. It's just to remember the session state. It's just to remember what belongs to the current session, but as well to extract the relevant amount of data and bringing it into the long-term memory to recycle and use it for questions which will come up in the future, because your agent will again produce relevant data. Just 1 minute. That's time pressure, I would say. Okay, let's jump over the details. So because there will be a demo, there will be now our customer testimonial with French Travail, French Travail. So they will speak about what they are doing with Redis. And I have to admit, it is not too much around AI, but maybe in the future, maybe the restrictions will fall away. So Redis Iris, our initiatives, our solutions around AI are built on top of Redis, the Redis you already know, and which is already proven. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.